Good morning, folks. Thanks so much for joining me here on Wave Now. I'm Myra Ansari. So happy to bring you some positive news here today. We are going to the ribbon cutting that's taking place at the Parkland Library today. They have gone through newly renovated and expanded facility. They're restoring the library services to the Parkland community after nearly 4 decades. So this is a really big deal for folks in the community and a resource that a lot of folks are going to need. So they're having a press conference today. They're getting started here shortly. The mayor I just saw him walk across the screen, kind of meeting kiddos that are there and shaking their hands. So that was pretty cute. So just waiting for this press conference to start. I'm going to transition it over so you can get a look as folks are getting pretty excited about this historic grand opening of the Parkland Library taking place. In this stream, I've also put a link to the Parkland Library so you can get some more information about their hours, where they're located, and when also they're going to have a family fun day, activity day going on as well. So you can get all of that information through this link. So here's this press conference.
morning, everyone.
How are you?
I'm John Barron.
Excuse us, sir. Thanks, sir. Good morning and welcome to the new, to the refreshed, to the refurbished, to the renovated, to the preserved, to the expanded Parkland Library. It is so wonderful to have this amazing homecoming. It is truly a homecoming for so many people here today, for so many people in the Parkland neighborhood and around the entire community. We have folks like Judy and Don and Sherry that are here today who have wonderful stories of their time in the Parkland Library as they were growing up. You'll hear from some others today as well that this is truly an important homecoming, not just for Parkland, but for our entire community. And that's right, when we build public libraries, when we improve public libraries, we improve our community, whether it's Parkland or every other part of our city. And that's why it's so exciting to be here. There are so many reasons why opening this new project is so wonderful. Just a few of the reasons why I am most proud of this project. First, because like everyone here today, I'm a huge believer in the power of public libraries. Public libraries contribute so much to our community's education, public safety, growth, quality of life, economy, and so much more. And that's why my team and I have been working so hard since the day I became mayor to continue to support the Louisville Free Public Library System in every way that we can, whether it's reopening libraries like this, building new libraries, improving the libraries that we have. They are so important. Secondly, this is such a great project because it preserved and restored and brought back to life in a new and vibrant way. What a wonderful, important, historic building. When you have the opportunity to do a wonderful historic rehab project like this, it makes it even more extra special. Another reason why I'm so proud is because this is a project like many others across our community. You can name a lot of them that have been talked about for many years, that is supported by many others. But working with this Metro Council, our administration and this Metro Council have been able to get this project open, this project completed, this project funded, and now we can actually benefit from all the activity that has come before it to make projects like this a reality. And fourth, because this project is the result of great community engagement. So much involvement from the community, input from people who have enjoyed Parkland Library in the past, input from neighbors of the Parkland neighborhood, input from so many who know the power of strong libraries. And that makes it special as well. The people of Parkland deserve a library that builds on the momentum that we're seeing all across our community, here in West Louisville and in every part of Louisville. And this library is going to serve the needs of this neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods for years to come now, after years of being closed. So that's why it's wonderful that we were able to renovate the original library building and add 3,000 square feet so we could have room for more books that you see on the shelves, for more computers, more public meeting rooms, for the maker space, and so much more. I hope everyone has had a chance to see some of this wonderful space here today. And if not, when we're done here, I hope you have a chance to spend some time and then come back on Saturday when we have an open house for the entire city, and then come back time and time again. That's what this library is for. And so many people have helped make this project a reality. Certainly I know we will miss some, but I want to give a shout out to a few folks that have helped make this happen, starting with our library team, the team at the Louisville Free Public Library that does an amazing job every day here at Parkland and in every one of our other libraries. And I do want to give a special shout out to one person. A new shout out to our new branch manager right here at Parkland, Natalie Woods. Where's Natalie? Natalie lives in Parkland, and she was working at another library branch. But when this library opportunity came up, like all of us here today, she too wanted a homecoming. She wanted to come back home to this library. And Natalie, we are so thrilled that you are leading this branch moving forward. Thank you so much. I also want to thank the Louisville Free Public Library Foundation. You'll be hearing from Shanda shortly. I want to thank its donors, folks like Frank and Paula Harshaw, who are with us here today. And so many others that have contributed to this project and other important projects that the library does. To other donors like the James Grant Brown Foundation, thank you for your support. Yes. Having the private sector and philanthropies invest alongside of Louisville Metro government and the foundations is so important. And a special thanks to the Friends of the Parkland Library, many of whom are here today. Your enthusiasm, your advocacy, your input, your wonderful t-shirts are so always inspiring and energetic and amazing. And thank you for what you have done to help make this project a reality. So now I'd like to introduce a few people to share a couple of others of thoughts as well. As I mentioned, this project would not have had the funding to be complete, would not have gotten complete without the strong support of Metro Council. There are several members of Metro Council that are here today. But I'd like to recognize Councilman Andrew Owen, Councilman J.P. Lidinger, Councilwoman Paula McCraney, Councilman Herndon, Councilwoman Parrish Wright. Did I miss anybody? That's everybody who I saw. If I missed somebody, who? Who else? Oh, hold on. I know she's here. I know. Hold on. All right, so make sure. Thank you all for your support of this project and support of other libraries around our community. We need to continue to work together in partnership to support them. Speaking on behalf of Metro Council today, I want to introduce our first speaker, who, like me, loves to get things done, to make things happen, and knows that there are a lot of great ideas that had not yet happened when we got elected to our current positions, and have worked tirelessly to turn ideas, to turn previous commitments into realities. Projects like this and projects like the world-class Algonquin Park that we're going to gather again together in just a few short months to reopen. Finally, it's time, just like it's time to this. So please join me in welcoming a champion for libraries, a champion for Parkland, someone who works tirelessly to make projects happen, Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins.
Good evening. Hey, y'all, this is what's up. Morning, evening. I feel like it's evening. That's how hard I am. There's been so many moving parts with this library. But I want to first start with the moving parts of several years ago when I was a community advocate wanting to see this library open back up. Today shows me that what the community wants to see matters. That's right. That speaks volumes. It's not about what every other politician wants to see, but it's about what the people want to see. I met with my predecessor, Jessica Green, met with Frank Harshaw, Richard Pickering, Julie Lippman, our prior mayor, endlessly about this library. So to see it come to fruition today is very heart-fulfilling. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm very passionate about what I believe in. Parkland was rioted back in the 60s. and to see the thriving, the revitalization. I don't know if there would have been another mayor that would have came in and took what the community wanted to see and make it happen. And I gotta give Mayor Greenberg that credit too.
All right.
He could have did anything else he wanted to do. He's seen the vision. And I want to speak on just a little bit about Bill Hollander. Jessica Green went on to finish, her career. She's a judge. And this is what having allies on Metro Council looks like. When you can go on and finish your career and look back and say, hey, I need you to finish this. I need you to make sure that this happens. And Bill Hollander did that. He carried what my predecessor would have liked to see. One thing I'm gonna tell you about Metro Council is we may not agree all the time, but guess what? We stick together at the end of the day. We make things happen. We make things happen that we know that our colleagues want to see and that their constituents want to see in their district. And that's what this is about. Judy Littman, I've never seen somebody, let me be clear, I've never seen a white woman be so persistent in a predominantly Black neighborhood. Let's give it up for her. She didn't waste no time. Every day, this lady said, Tammy, what we gonna do? Are you working and trying to get the library open? I'm like, I'm just like you. I'm from a community like you. We gotta press, we gotta press Jessica. The philanthropy dollars. You would have thought that Frank Harshaw, Richard Pickering, for a minute I thought they was living in Parkland. They was in Parkland more than me. Parkland has really thrived. Tells you a lot about the people that you put in the seat when things get done. We're not just supposed to sit. We're supposed to serve for the people.
That's right.
We're supposed to be a vessel for the people that put us here. But more than anything, my Metro Council members are the truth. I want to thank them. We sat effortlessly days and hours, go around and around, just trying to come to common ground. And I wouldn't change that experience for nothing in the world. We have truly been sometimes a thorn in the mayor's side. It's not easy to deal with 26 different council members, the needs of the people. It's not easy. It's not an easy task. But he seems to make it look easy, and I know it's not. His administration, I don't get tired. And I don't think he gets tired. Because when I call him, he answers. It means a lot. He don't have to. His administration, it's bigger than me. Making things happen like this, it takes 14 votes. It takes the mayor. It takes endless conversations. So I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the mayor. You could have did anything else but this. You listened to what the community wanted to see. And for that, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everyone.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Hawkins. It has been great to work with you on this project and so many others. And how about our kids here today from Maupin Elementary School? They're going to help us cut the ribbon here shortly. Well, speaking of kids, we have a kid at heart with us today who grew up not too far from here on Hale Avenue. Someone who I've gotten to recently know personally, but have certainly known about him for decades, have admired him as a fan of our University of Louisville Cardinals basketball team. I've admired him as a community leader, and now I have the great honor of admiring him as a friend, as a person with a giant heart for our university, for our city, and for this neighborhood. Please join me in welcoming Parkland's own Dr. Duncanstein himself, Darrell Griffith.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for showing up for this great occasion to be able to see a dinosaur come back to life. I kind of split between claiming Parkland and claiming the Chickasaw area. I'm right in the middle. I grew up on 41st and Hale. Came to this library a lot as a kid. My parents would make sure that we were in the books, and we were so amazed by the books that were in here. We had problems navigating the little cubicle that you get to find the books, which you guys ain't got to do that no more. It's all easy. We had it hard, but to see this building come to life is amazing. And I want to personally thank Frank Harshaw, because he came to me about the idea probably 6 or 7 years ago and told me what he wanted to do with the Parkland Library, and asked me could I be involved in some way, and I told him whatever support that I need to make this happen, because anytime you can bring an educational component to this community, it's great for the kids and great for the community. These books are not up here as artwork. They're hands-on, they're to be used. I haven't seen the new edition that has been added. I plan on going and checking that out once this press conference is over with. But I'm more thrilled for these kids to have an opportunity to broaden their minds, to see books, to be amused by what's on the shelf, to be able to get away from the computer and put your hands on something. You know, I'm like my mom. My mom still, and she, bless her soul, she's 94 years old, but she still subscribes to the Cure Journal. She wants to feel it. She don't want to flick the screens. We got her a tablet. She still loves to see the newspaper and put her hands on it, even though she complains about how thin it's gotten over the years. But that is the gravity that has been put into me about being able to go to books, to have a book, and all the other things that this library will have to offer to the community is amazing. The turnout here is evident of the importance of this library is to this community. Even though it's in Parkland neighborhood, it's open to all. This is a very inclusive community, and libraries have always been inclusive for anybody. Wherever you go at, you can always go to a library and feel welcome. And for that, I thank you. And again, I want to thank Frank Harshaw for his heart, because the passion that this man has to put this together has been unreal. And every time he meets, we see each other, he tells me, he said, the day's coming, Griff. The day's coming. I'm so glad that the day is here, Frank. And thank you for being able to help put this jewel back into the community. It's well needed. Thank you very much.
others in our administration to help make this happen. And now, along with Natalie, are going to be moving this library forward. I do want to give one other special shout out, and that's to Doug Foster. Doug was the project manager of this project, lived and breathed this project, focused on every last detail, and I think we all can agree that the details are right. I mean, from the ceiling to the floor and every wall in between. Thank you, Doug. And so I'd next like to welcome the leader of the Louisville Free Public Library, who also has been really put his heart into this project. And it's not just this project, but we have so many important library projects that are going on right now. Thanks to some funding from the American Rescue Plan, and want to give a shout out to U.S. former Congressman John Yarmouth, who helped put that in place. And decisions that our administration has made, that Metro Council has made, we have been able to fund not just this project, but also significant renovations to the Portland Library that are coming. A brand new library in Fern Creek is getting ready to get under construction. We're making improvements to the main library downtown, and hopefully there is a lot more to come. To talk about everything that's going on at the library, please join me in welcoming the director of the Louisville Free Public Library, Lee Birchfield.
Good morning. A lot of the people that I want to thank have already been thanked. I'm going to thank some of them anyway because they need to be thanked more than once. I want to start, though, with Mayor Greenberg and Deputy Mayor Nicole George. I report directly to Nicole George, so she's my boss, and you could do so much worse. She has been very supportive, very patient. If you've ever built anything, you know a construction project takes a lot, and she's been extremely patient. So I really thank both of them for their support and for helping us make the Parkland Library really fantastic. Today is really significant for our system. We've had over the years a number of press conferences like this where we've opened new libraries, but I want to point out a subtle but really big difference between this and so many of the other events like this we have. We're having to change our letterhead, right? On our marketing materials, we say 17 locations to serve you. Well, this is number 18, right? This is a change to our system. And that reflects a commitment not just to find the funding to build and renovate a building like this, but also to operate it in perpetuity. And that is where Mayor Greenberg, Deputy Mayor George, and Metro Council have really stepped up for this community, is in funding an addition to our library system. As Mayor Greenberg pointed out, we have 4 capital projects going. Well, technically now we have 3 projects going on. I'm crossing this one off the list. We have 3 other capital projects going on. Portland we won't have to change the letterhead there, right? It's not a new location. We're renovating. The main library, we're renovating. But when we build the Fern Creek Library, we'll go to 19. So come back in about 18 months. Let's do this again in the southern part of the county, and we'll change the letterhead again. This library initially opened in 1908. In October of 1908. It was one of 9 Carnegie libraries that this community built. All are still standing. Another significant part of today is that I used to tell people, well, there are 9, 4 of them are still open as libraries. Well, now I can tell people there are 9 and 5 of them are still open for libraries. So it's not just that we're renovating a building, we're renovating a building that is 117 years old. And as I thank people, some of the people I'm going to mention by name are the people who have been so passionate, so committed, and so respectful of this building. And I just want to give you a quick orientation. The area we're standing in now, these 2 rooms and this entrance foyer, back to where you see that large beam, that is the original footprint of the Carnegie Library building. So that was the building. Everything beyond that is the addition. And the addition includes the elevator and the basement level maker space, which I hope you'll all take some time to see. Libraries connect communities. This is going to be a community gathering place. It's going to be a jewel for the Parkland neighborhood. It already is. It's just such a beautiful, fantastic building. One of the things that I want to make sure you understand is what all this library is going to provide to the community. We'll have books, we'll have movies, we'll have music, movies on DVD and on Blu-ray. We'll have computers. You can see behind you and behind me, computers for the public to use. There are also dedicated children's computers and dedicated teen computers. There are 2 meeting rooms downstairs. One is a very large meeting room. When we started having community meetings to talk to the neighborhood about what they wanted to see here, one of the things we discovered is how few gathering places there are in Parkland for the community. So we're really excited to be able to offer a large meeting space, and I look forward to attending many fantastic events there in the future. We also have a makerspace. For those of you that don't know, a makerspace is a place where people can come and learn to make things. And that may be new technology, 3D printers and laser cutters. It may be old technology like a knitting circle or a crochet circle or sewing classes for people. And it's new technology and a new format for service that I don't think exists right now in Parkland, and that will now be available to the community. There's a space just for teens. It's up the stairs so that the teens are by themselves. They like to be by themselves, and as much as we would like to have them down here with the rest of us, we understand they want their own space, and so we've put them one in. There's also a special space just for kids with some really fabulous little features that I think are going to be memorable for kids, that kids who come to this library will grow up remembering sitting in the window nooks and reading a book with their parent or caregiver, or climbing in the little crawl space that we've built back there for kids to be able to sort of get away from things. You remember sitting under the table when you were a kid, right? Well, we've built a place for them so they don't have to just sit on the floor under the table. And also downstairs, and I really hope you get to see this before you leave, we heard from the community at community meetings that this library needed to include something that told the story of the Parkland neighborhood. So what you will find downstairs is an exhibit of photos and text that tell the story of the Parkland neighborhood, and it's really not to be missed. And I want to give a shout out to our communications manager, Paul Burns, who made that happen and just really amazed me with what he came up with for that. So please check that out while you're downstairs. And then finally, programming. There will be lots and lots of programming. The bad news is the programming may not start until March 1st. The good news is that's just like day after tomorrow. I feel there's probably something happening tomorrow, but I have the March calendar, and I'm just very quickly going to say there's a Turn the Page dance party on Saturday. There's Shakespeare in Libraries party. There's a Pokemon Palooza. I don't know what that is, but kids get excited about it. We'll have a makerspace program, a Little Dreamers Playtime. We're going to have March Madness Sweet 16 button making later in March. So there will be programming for all ages going on here. Pick up a copy of the March-April library calendar, and you can see all of that in there, or talk to the staff here. They can tell you what's going on. But we want the community to be here having a great time. Okay, I'm going to close quickly. I know you're not here to see me, but I do want to thank some folks. I want to thank the Library Advisory Commission. They are unsung heroes of this library. It's a 9-member board that provides to the library the voice of the community. Our chair, Anita Riley Hall, is here today. The LAC is a great group for me to talk to about ideas and planning, and to work with them to get their support. And they also provided some generous funding for this project. I want to thank the Library Foundation, Chandra Gordon. I call her my best friend, and it's not just because they raised $8 million of private money for these 4 capital projects, right? Also, the Friends of the Parkland Library, you've already heard some of those stories. I always try to pay homage to Judy Lippman's persistence, and it always ends up sounding like a backhanded compliment, right? Persistent, a bulldog. But without Judy Lippman, this library would not be reopening. Frank and Paula Harshaw also. I told Frank, it must have been like 5-6 years ago, I told Frank, I don't think it's going to happen. And Frank said, we got to figure out how to turn that into, yeah, it's going to happen. And you see who won that conversation. Tammy Hawkins, she also mentioned Jessica Green. The Metro Council people from this district have been very supportive and helped make this happen. Attica Scott has also been very active in building support for this. And then finally, you know, it's one thing for everybody to agree, yeah, we're going to do this, but then it takes people to make it happen. Mayor Greenberg already mentioned our project manager for construction projects, Doug Foster, but Colin Drake and the team at JRA, the vision that they came up with for joining the new and the old and paying respect to the old building and the design of the new building, they do a fantastic job and have done so on multiple projects with us. Ryan Downs and the construction team at Sullivan Cozart, you can have a great design, but you got to have a great team to make it happen. And then finally, the staff of our library. Every day, all across this county, our staff are out there helping kids make dreams that last a lifetime, changing people's lives. Everywhere I go in this community, people find out what I do and they say, oh, I love the library. And what I tell our staff all the time is that is about you. That is about the work that you are doing in the community. You are why people love this library. So to Natalie, the staff at Parkland, the entire staff at LFPL, thank you all so much. This is a spine-tingling moment today, right? And it's all because of all those people. So thank you all very much and enjoy the Parkland Library.
Thanks, Lee. Thank you so much, Lee. We're getting there. As you can tell, this is a big team. Lots of folks are involved, lots to be involved. And as Lee's mentioned, as we've all mentioned, I'm joined here by Malik to introduce our next speaker. And one second, I'm going to give a little bit of tee up. As you've heard from so many, the Library Foundation is such an important part of this project and so many other things that we're doing. And so Malik, please introduce the Executive Director of the Louisville Library Foundation.
Miss Gordon.
Ms. Chandra Gordon. Thanks, Malik.
Thank you, Malik. So this is the day. We have been waiting for this day for so long, and we are so excited. I feel my role today, though, is really to thank folks, and I think we've done a great job of that, but also to invite continued engagement. When the doors closed on this institution many, many years ago, Parkland lost a critical tool for its own autonomy and self-sufficiency. What Parkland did not lose was its sense of self and the determination to open these doors again. Today, that vision is a reality. In the face of steady challenges, this community had the resiliency, the tenacity, and commitment to get these doors open again. I want to give a round of applause to the community here in Parkland. The Library Foundation is honored to support and witness the unfolding of the dedication and work it took to reopen this library. It took strength and passion, but it also took a combined investment of private and public dollars to bring the Louisville Free Public Library back to Parkland. Thanks to the incredible generosity of over 300 private donors, the Parkland Library is so much more than just a building. It's fully equipped. It's a welcoming space with the books and technology and programming this community deserves. This is the library Parkland has been waiting for. And we're so happy to open the doors today to everyone. I want to, as everyone has, thank our friends of the Parkland Library. Please remember the foundation, the friends, these organizations are simply conduits to focus the energy of the community. And the friends focused, and they got it done. And we are so grateful to them, and yes, I will say Judy as well. Judy's been a great partner. To the One Library, One Louisville campaign donors. Your investment in this project is an investment in the future of Louisville's libraries and in our city, our collective home. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our One Library, One Louisville Capital Campaign Committee for their hard work. And I'd like to especially recognize our campaign chairs who have provided outstanding leadership. Please join me in thanking our co-chairs, Paul Costell and Deb Murphy. And our honorary co-chairs, Frank Harshaw and Henry Heiser. They've had incredible commitment to this campaign, as you have heard today. It is individuals like you and like the greater Louisville community that make projects like Parkland possible. I've met many local library supporters over the years who have made this day a reality through advocacy and through their philanthropic support. And so I want to invite you today, if you would like to engage with the campaign for our libraries, because as you heard, there's more to do, please join us and visit onelibrary1louisville.com. We invite your support. We need your support. But again, it's not just those private dollars. It's your voice as a community. So I invite you also to join with our friends of the library, the greatest advocates and strengths our library system has locally at the branch level. Get engaged. Today is a beacon of hope when we need it the most. Today is a demonstration of what our community can accomplish when it speaks together and joins forces. Today is a wonderful celebration and one we want to see happen again and again in all corners of our city. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chandra. And finally, before we cut the ribbon, there's one more tribute that I want to offer. And it's for someone, there's so many people who are here today who have helped make this project happen. This final tribute is for someone who is as excited about this project opening, this library opening, as anyone here today, but unfortunately is no longer with us. Jessie Carter Stokes was a lifelong advocate for literacy, a lifelong advocate for community engagement and the power of words. She dedicated 24 years of service to the Louisville Free Public Library, including right here at the Parkland Library before it was closed. Jessie was also a founding member of the Shawnee Friends of the Library. She was a gifted writer and a published author. Throughout her career, she made such a difference in the lives of so many people in our city that her dedication was honored in the main library exhibit, How the Library Changed Lives. Jessie was so looking forward to this grand reopening of the Parkland Library. But unfortunately, she passed away just a few weeks ago on Valentine's Day at the age of 95. Her family is with us here today, and Miss Carol Stokes Brewer, if you'll please join me, Miss Stokes Brewer, representing the family. As we celebrate the reopening of this library, I'd like to celebrate Jessie's legacy with a proclamation, honoring her as a dedicated person to community engagement, literacy, and words, to the Free Public Library, as a founding member of the Shawnee Friends of the Library. Her legacy will live on through the countless lives that she touched, through her love of this library, and her inspiration continues to serve as an inspiration to all of us who will continue to work to make this library an active, vibrant space of learning and community engagement, and go on into other parts of the community to do the same. Thank you so much for being us here today, and may Jessie's memory be a blessing.
Thank you so much for honoring her memories. I wish you could have been there a few days before she died, and I looked in her eyes in the moment she opened them with a spark, with this recognition, just the meaning that this had for her. Growing up, she loved to read books, and growing up, we would have field trips, and she would bring my sister and I down to the Parkland Library, only for her, years later, to work here, to be of value, to have another family. I thank you so much for her memories, for honoring her memories and her contributions to the library. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, kids, it's time for your time as well. We're now ready to cut the ribbon. So if I could ask everyone who is here with me to please join me as we cut the ribbon with our friends from Maupin Elementary. And the final proclamation today that I'm going to let someone from Maupin hold is that in honor of today, we are proclaiming today Parkland Library Day. It is a long time coming. Welcome home.
Yeah, they were there.
Now, put it right on. Pretend like you're cutting it.
Not yet. No, not
Everyone
yet.
look straight ahead. Pretend like you're cutting it. Look straight ahead and smile. And you're going to count down. You guys are going to cut at the count. Once you get, we're going to count backwards, okay? 3, 2, 1, cut. There you go.
Anyhow, red too. Go get them all. Give them a piece of red.
Thanks, guys.
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
My feet hurt really bad. I can't move. It's all right.
I have a terrible back issue, so I've not run in like 2 weeks. It's terrible.
I feel lifting for about a month. I couldn't give up running. My mind was way back.
Well, I tried on Saturday. It was so bad. It was so sad. But I'm getting better every day. So. And I'm going to physical therapy. I've been 5 days.
You're taking care of yourself.
You want me to hold that?
Retrieve my cube. It doesn't have any cover on it.
No, no, you.
Photon 5. Yep.
He was over there telling
me, you gotta turn it, you gotta listen for the click, and I'm like, wait, what?
My mom was sitting down on the wheel. And then we
Okay, I was okay. Well, I can excuse myself. So thank you again, Thomas. I appreciate you.
talk your people, get them, and I'll come to you.